Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Lindy, aka Paleobarbie. If you're new here, welcome. So glad you stopped by. If you could hit that like button and subscribe down below, I would really appreciate it. And it really helps out my channel. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that is close to my heart because it affects me as well. Weight loss for women, and I guess men too, but I'm mostly talking to you women because I'm a woman. For women or people over 50, right? I just turned 50 this year, so I've been dealing with lots of different things in my life as far as weight loss goes because I do have Graves' disease. My Graves' disease was treated, and that made me hypothyroid. So I've been dealing with that autoimmune disease as well as arthritis for a really long time, and so I've been on this journey. First Paleo for 8 years, which really helped a lot of symptoms, but still didn't get me the weight loss I wanted, but felt a lot better in some ways, and other ways not as good as it could have been. And then as I transitioned to keto, I started seeing a lot more results, but it didn't happen overnight. And that's what I'm here to talk about is if you're 50 or over, and it even really starts in your 40s, right? Slowly creeping up depending on your health issues, your personal journey, right? Because of my Graves' disease, I actually went through menopause early. So a lot of my friends that are older than me hadn't even gone through menopause yet, and some of them are just starting to here in their 50s and things, right? So that all was different for me as well. But I've written down some things that kind of I've been thinking about that I wanted to talk about for a while. With all of this, because I feel like we compare ourselves too much to other people who are doing keto or other weight loss programs. And we do this all the time, even when we're not 50 and over, right? But especially then, you start asking why is it this way for me, right? So I want to give you the tips that I wrote down, and then down in the comments if you have some things you want to add to it. I'd love to hear your journey about these things. I'm getting ready to work out, so I've got this tank on. Probably should have changed, but whatever. Here we are. So here, the first thing that I recommend, and I recommend this, and I'm not a doctor, guys. I don't play one on TV, so always check with your doctor for things like this. But I always recommend going to a doctor or nurse practitioner that is more on the natural keto, paleo type of thinking, because they will already be thinking this way anyway, you know what I'm saying? And if they're not, there are labs that you can get these labs done yourself, and they will just give the results to your doctor. There's online ones all the time. Check out Dr. Barry's YouTube and his Facebook pages. He has listed in one of his videos, if I can remember, I'll link it down below, what labs you should have done. So this is what I always recommend before you are like trying to do anything different with your diet, or you're saying whatever you're doing is not working. Get your labs done. You need to know where your hormones are. You need to know where your thyroid is, because if those are out of whack, then nothing you're doing is going to work. You're just going to keep on trucking, and it's going to keep keeping you from getting where you want to be. So always get those labs done. Thyroid panel, hormone panel, vitamin D, all of those things. Even if your vitamin D is off and everything else is fine, that can throw off so many things, guys. You don't even know. So make sure you get your labs done. That's my number one thing, no matter what age you are, but especially now. Number two is kind of what I touched on a little bit ago, is don't compare your journey to other people. So for instance, I have great friends who are on their fitness and keto journey, and some of them are not so much keto anymore, but following other paths and other healthy eating. And they're younger than me. So I can't compare my journey to theirs and expect what they're eating that's working for them to work for me, because yeah, I need to get these nails done. Because it is not necessarily going to work for you. It's just like when we gripe about, like, if we're a female, if you have a husband that's on a weight loss journey with you and he loses weight a lot faster than you get so mad at him, right? You're like, how in the world did he just lose 25 pounds in 1 month and I've lost 5, or whatever? You know, there's always, that, you know what I mean? So it's the same kind of a thing. They have a different metabolism than us, so we can't compare our journey to theirs and also expect the same foods to affect you the same way. There may be foods they eat every day that you cannot eat because it just affects you differently. So don't expect, I'm not telling you not to watch those people anymore and not enjoy their channels or do it, because they're all great and I love them all and watch them all myself. But and some of them are my good friends. But it's the fact that you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because they're sharing their journey with you to inspire you, not for you to necessarily have to copycat it every single thing, right? So you need to see what works for you, and also not get frustrated if you are doing what they're doing and you're not losing anything, and you don't feel like you've made progress. That's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's just you need to explore more of what is best for you. And it took me 3+ years of keto to figure that out. I have tried different things, experimented, and I'm finally figuring out the things that are working. And it may take you a little while. So, and that's my next point, is be patient, because our metabolism is slower. We're turtles, so we have to be patient. It's not going to happen overnight for us. It's not going to be I started keto and 3 months later I lost 70 pounds, like some people I see their stories, right? It may take you 3 years to lose 70 pounds. It did me. It took me 3 years to lose 70 something pounds, and I've gone up and down 5 or 6, 10 pounds since that loss because of, health problems and other things, if you've been following me, surgery, all those kinds of things. And now I'm kind of getting back on the trend of it going down again. So it's okay for it to take a while. Your body is healing. Your body has a slower metabolism, and you're going to need that time. So it's okay to be a turtle. Turtles are cool. We love turtles. I have one right back here, and I am a turtle, right? Okay. My number 4 tip is move your body. I know that a lot of people tell you, and it's true, you don't have to exercise to lose weight on keto, but or anything else, if you have a calorie deficit. But if you are older, over 40, over 50, you definitely need to be moving your body. One, because it is good for your mental health, for one thing, but also your metabolism is so slow. It helps you with your metabolism, and I find that if I'm just doing weights, I don't lose weight as well. I have to have cardio as well, which is one of the reasons I started riding my bike more than I've been doing. And I'm still doing the weights, because the weights are important also. The weights help you burn fat, but they also are good for our bones, our bone strength, osteoporosis, all those things. You want to keep up that, especially as you're getting older. And if you're younger, start now, because that is going to make a big difference. But the cardio for me is a big thing, because I notice when I'm doing cardio several times a week, but in adding those weights in between, that I will lose and I feel better. So that's just my tip on that. Again, I'm not a doctor. Consult your doctor. But that is my tip on that, as far as for as we get older. Number 5, unfortunately, as we get older, we are not going to be able to do that lazy keto thing as much. I feel like if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to maintain, that's okay. You'll probably be fine maintaining that way. But if you're trying to lose some weight, you're gonna need to count some macros. And I know that's not fun. It's a pain in the butt. I go off and on it all the time. But I've come to a happy medium finally. I think I'm to the point where I am found something that works. I count them strictly Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I don't count them at all. Give my brain a break. But don't go off plan. I just don't worry about it so much, and it's been working. So, and there's always a debate between if you should do total carbs or net carbs. I do total carbs a lot of times, but even when I'm doing net carbs, which I'm kind of doing net carbs right now, I really usually don't go over 30 net carbs, which isn't very much anyways. So, or 30 total carbs, I mean. So I'm really not getting a lot anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. But yes, I have found that I have to count. Otherwise, you don't know how much you're putting in your mouth. You don't realize it. Even if you know, you need to. Also, if you're working out a whole lot, make sure you're eating enough, because I found that out doing 75 hard, that I tried to do a like 1,200 calories. I was like, I'm going to do 1,200 calories because I want to get some of this weight off. I felt like crap. I had to up it. Once I upped it, I was between 16 and 1,800 calories a day, and working out twice a day, I felt great. So whatever you're doing, make sure you need to up it just a little bit. Don't give that to yourself as an excuse to be like, oh, I burned 500 calories, so I get to eat 500 more calories today than I did yesterday. Or, use that to help you lose the weight. So don't add more food to the already, if that makes sense. It's not a free ticket to eat, is what I'm trying to say. But yes, count macros, at least do it during the week. And especially in the beginning when you're trying to lose weight. But I feel like we have to, when we're over 50, over 40, over 50, you've got to count those macros. It's not going to work if you don't. And my last tip that I wrote down really is to eat clean. And the main reason I say clean, I'm not like the keto police. I'm not saying that. Because I come from a paleo background, I do tend to try to look at ingredients a lot. There are a few things that I incorporate that aren't perfect, but for the majority, except here and there, I don't eat a lot of packaged things. I don't buy a lot of bars for myself. My husband eats the bars. I don't eat the bars. I love Perfect Keto. I use their collagen, but I hardly ever order the bars. I've gotten them once in a while, because I just feel like with our metabolism, we need to keep it as simple and as clean as possible. I think that is the best way to go as far as losing weight for our age and our metabolism. Your body will process it better and be able to get the weight off. And also you'll feel better. You'll feel better without all those fillers and starches that they shove in there for fiber and all that stuff. And yes, I do eat Quest chips every now and then, not very often, but sometimes. I often make my own chips out of the coconut flour tortillas in my air fryer. I do that a lot more now because I know those are a lot cleaner. But I don't eat the keto bread from the store that has wheat and stuff in it. If I eat keto bread, I have been using the Base Culture or the Unbun brand because they don't have wheat and gluten in them. And it's very, very good ingredients, very clean, and I like it. It tastes good, so I don't have a problem with that. But just until you get where you want to be, especially, I feel like you should just not be indulging in too many of those things. Every once in a while is okay, but I think keeping it as clean as possible, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Doesn't mean you have to be the keto police. It doesn't mean you have to be the Weight Watcher police or whatever you are. But I really do think packaged foods are one of the main reasons that some people are not losing weight, because they are counting all those net carbs of those little packaged bars and treats and all those things, and they might be maintaining well with that, but they're not losing it. And I can guarantee you they're not getting rid of their inflammation totally if they're eating that. And I know from personal experience, I'm not calling people out. I'm just saying, personally, to me, I feel better when I eat less of that stuff. Now, if you're on a trip, take that stuff. That makes it easy and convenient, and you feel like you're having something fun when everybody else is having their stuff too. If it's your birthday, if it's all these things, right? Have those treats. But if it's an everyday thing and you're having multiple of these packaged things, I just don't think, I personally feel like it's just not good for you. But I digress. Anyways, I just know that in this journey for me, it has been really eye-opening to find the things that make me feel better and the things that I know are not helping me. And if you're not sure what things are bothering you, I recommend, I did, not this past January, I think it was the January before that, I did AIP keto, which basically is an elimination diet, and you don't have to do a keto version. There's, just regular AIP, you can Google it. But I did that for 30 days and then added stuff back in. So even eliminating, and I wasn't even eating a lot of packaged stuff, but I was like eliminating a lot of things that I was eating. I realized how much stuff we put in everything because eliminating all those things, my body reacted really well, and I've learned a lot. So it's a very good learning tool. Not saying you have to do that, but it is a good learning tool. Even if you remove something for a month, you can see how it affects you. That helps a lot. One thing like dairy, or I don't recommend removing coffee because I did that and that's terrible. But but it is really hard to give up coffee. I know people who have and are fine, but I don't see that I don't see me doing that forever. I can do it for periods of time. But anyway, again, I'm babbling. But I just recommend doing that especially if you have any health issues like migraines. I have migraines, and that's why I did it. And different things, it really helps you to narrow those things down, and see what's bothering you. Maybe it's the type of cheese you're buying. Maybe it's, if you are eating some of those processed foods, the keto breads from the Aldi or from wherever, the Nature Zone or whatever the brand is that you get, maybe removing that for a month and not eating it and see what happens. I mean, those are just some different things to think about that might help you. Everyone, like I said, everyone is different. Everyone has different metabolisms, but especially as we get older, we really need to pay attention to the things we're putting in our body if we want it to work good, and we want to be here for a long time, right? All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.